Namaste, Haribo. Wow, it's been so nice meeting with you, all these different meetings. And this is the last one for this course that we've been doing. And now that you've gotten all this information about who you are, about, the karma and the reincarnation and the three modes of nature and the three aspects of the absolute truth and the four regulative principles and on, many, many topics, We're going to talk about how to spiritualize all aspects of your everyday life. Because if you know all these things and you don't know how to apply it to your life, then you still can't solve the problem, right? You don't know what to do with all this knowledge, you see. But it's really quite simple. Our spiritual masters, all glory to them, Sri Swarupananda Paramahamsa and Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami, see, they have guided us in doing this. They've given us this practical example by their own personal lives. You see, they've guided us all in how can you live your life so everything you do is connected with spiritual life. It's all spiritual life. Many people think that you have two lives. You got your material life, and that's your family, your job, your this thing, that thing, all your material stuff, you see. And then over here, you have your spiritual life. And there's always, some struggle here. You're here, but you're here, and then you're here, but you're here, and you're going back and forth. It's like living two lives, split personality kind of thing. Going through one door, coming back, coming into this room, going to the other room, But we have been taught, by the perfect bhakti masters, how to make it so all your life is spiritual. See, everything you do, from your eating, from your sleeping, from your marriage, from your raising your children, from your job, from your recreation, from whatever you're doing, you see, with knowledge, you can make it so all of that is a part of your spiritual life. That's spiritual life, you see. So, number one, we got to realize we're spirit soul, right? It always goes back to that. And I have to start determining what is good for me, the spirit soul, you see. If I'm only thinking about what is good for me spiritually, many times I'm going to find a contradiction, because the truth is, what is good for me materially is not always good for me spiritually, and what is good for me spiritually is not always good for me materially. And I have to set my priorities. I have to make a choice here. That would be good for me materially, but it would be adverse to my spiritual growth, and so therefore, if my priority is spiritual life, I don't do that, you see. So, if my real goal is spiritual perfection, coming to know and love the Supreme Lord, then I will use my God-given intelligence and my amazing mind, guided by knowledge, to understand how to make it so everything I do is connected. See? So, we have to eat, all right? So, what do I do about that? I spiritualize it. I've already mentioned that briefly. So, I offer all my food to the Supreme Lord before I eat it. It's a spiritual activity. Therefore, what? I'm vegetarian. I don't offer meat, fish, or eggs. See? And when I'm preparing the food, I'm understanding. I'm preparing this for the Lord, not for me. See? All these things is a type of consciousness, a spiritual consciousness. I take that food, I offer it to God, and then I eat it. I also offer it to my loved ones, my wife, my husband, my children, or outside the family, friends, unknown people, strangers, because they all get spiritually benefited. I'm thinking outside myself now. I want to give this opportunity to all these people, So I arrange it so I can distribute. It's called prasadam, which means mercy, God's mercy. I arrange it so I can give prasadam to a lot of people. People at Christmas, send presents to the ones that they feel close to or want to show some appreciation for something. You see, why not send them prasadam? You know, just make some nice cookies or some nice food and offer it to the Lord and then send it to them as a Christmas gift. You see, so you're fulfilling your desire to give them a gift, which many people do. But now it's a spiritual endeavor because you're giving them prasadam or mercy of the Lord, spiritual gift. You see, so you spiritualize that tendency. Sleeping. Why do we sleep? To rejuvenate the body so we can use it in God's service. You know, and we learn in our yoga teachings, you know, that you should go to bed early, 9, 10 o'clock, and get up early, you know, 4, 5 o'clock. Do your spiritual practice, your meditations, and so on. So you read scripture, study. You know, if you're in a situation where you can gather with friends early and have, you know, some kirtan, make your offerings to the Lord and so on. See, if you've gone to bed at the proper timing, you can get up. You've had your 6, 7, 8 hours of sleep. And then you can get up, you're fresh. That's the mode of goodness time of the day. Remember the modes of nature? And so you're harmonizing, you know, after about 6 or 7 o'clock, and then the day's busy, and that pushes you through the day. You see, that helps you do what you need to do. But what you're doing is in connection with your service to Krishna somehow. You're working a job, but what are you working for? The fruit. What is the fruit? Usually money. Sometimes it's satisfaction from doing this or doing that, you know. But that's there too. And if you're doing this as service to God, you know, that's great. Your job is a part of your devotional service. You take some of the fruit, the money you've earned, and you actually donate it to spreading this message of truth. You see, you're using this directly in God's service. See, rather than just working and doing it for God, but you're keeping it for me. I'm not really doing it for God. I'm just doing it for me. So if we're really doing it, we have to give some. Like if you're working for your family, you support your family, right? Yeah, I'm working for my family, but you keep all the money and you don't give them any. You're not working for your family. You're working for yourself. But if you're really working for your family, you're supporting your family. You're giving, you know, whatever they need in the form of food and shelter and clothing and education and, you know, spending money or whatever. You see, then you're working for your family. You know, so this is the same thing. If you're working for God, then you're giving some of the fruit of your labor, you know, to God. And you've got talents. Everybody's got talents. You use those in God's service, you see. Some people are musicians. They can use that in God's service to make nice music for the Lord, to chant the mantras. You know, maybe they've got nice voices. They can sing the mantras. You know, if they've got speaking abilities, they can speak this truth. If they got leadership abilities, they can help people come to this knowledge. You know, they can lead people through the truth. You know, if they're charismatic, they can influence people in that way. See, if they've got, you know, attractive physical features, they can use that. There's nothing you cannot use. You know, if you've got some background issues that were very difficult, you know, maybe you were abused when you were young, or maybe you've got an ex-alcoholic or drug addict or what, you can say, look, I was like this before. Many people are doing this already, you know, but now things have changed in my life, and you can change too, you see. But bring them to God, bring them to Krishna, you know, bring them to this knowledge, bring them to these meditation activities, see. They listen to you. Why? Because you've been where they're at now, and they see how it helped you. And on it goes. If you've got, and you do, everybody's got intelligence, you start seeing with this knowledge of the ability to see, you know, how to implement everything in your spiritual life. You know, your relationship with your wife, you know, or husband, you know, make it a spiritual relationship. They're not just my wife or my husband to enjoy. You know, they're Krishna's child. They're Krishna's devotee. You know, and I treat them as such, and, you know, encourage them to follow these teachings and you know, work together, you know, for a spiritual goal. You know, educate the children. The more we know, the more we can help other people. If I don't know anything, how much can I help? See, ignorance doesn't help anybody. But if I'm gaining knowledge, I can pass on what little I've learned to them. You see? You don't have to be some great preacher. You know, if you just know one thing, did I do this Guranga meditation every morning and it makes me feel good. Well, tell somebody else. Maybe you would like to try to do Guranga meditation every morning. And you might find it helps your life like it's helped mine. I'm so much more calm and peaceful throughout the day. I'm less angry. I'm less affected by all these stressful situations. Just pass on what you know. That's the idea. Spread it around. Use whatever talents you have. You say, I don't have any talents. Everybody has talents, Come on. Everybody's got the ability to do something. You cook nice food. Cook nice food for Krishna and give it to other people. Whatever. You can go on and on and on. You're a hard worker. You like to work hard. Good. Work hard for Krishna. You see? Everything can be used in Krishna's service. See? That's how to spiritualize your whole life. You see? And then you'll actually be living for Krishna. Krishna will be the number one personality in your life. When I say Krishna, I mean God, the Supreme Person. So you may call that Supreme Person Jehovah or Allah or Yahweh or, innumerable names. Gopala, Govinda, so many names. So when I say Krishna, this is just the name of all names, which means the all-attractive person. You see, so don't think I'm speaking from a sectarian background. Oh, this is Hindu, or this is, Indian, or this is, the religion that worships many, whatever. You see, no, I'm just using that name which attracts me the most. I like that name of the Supreme Person. They're all beautiful, all attractive Lord. They're all powerful, all merciful, all loving. The most lovable person of all personalities, Krishna, most attractive. See, that's why I use that name. So do not be misled and think, oh, he's just trying to get us to become a Krishnite or something, join his religion. I'm speaking absolute truth that applies to everybody, whatever your belief system is, your religious faith, your situation in this way, it's fine. Just if some of these ideas ring true to you, then why not? If it's true, it's true. If it rings true and you know it's true, then use it. That's all. And gradually, your life can be spiritual from moment to moment, day to day, till the end. And it will continue because we don't die, right? The end never comes. There is no end. We just leave this body, see? So, Bhakti Yoga, we hope you will take some heed, find some value in just what we've been offering to you, Everyone is very dear to us, Everyone is most dear to the Supreme Lord. Everyone is most dear to the great spiritual masters, you see. We're very unique individual people, all very dear, because God and his devotees love us, you see. We are really, truly his dear ones. So when we make God and his devotees dear to us, then that's the complete thing. So thank you so much. Namaste. It's approaching Christmas, but I don't know when these will be shown, but we hope you have a wonderful Christmas. If it's not this one, then, if you see this after Christmas, there's always another Christmas coming. Don't worry. You see, we wish you a very happy life. That's the real idea. Not just that day or that week or no, every day, the rest of your life. Namaste. All the best to you. Haribol.